Now listen, I'm going to show you today the real system behind my $30 million empire. No motivational BS. Let's get into real game. So the first dropshipping secret that nobody likes to talk about is that winning products mean nothing. Winning systems and angles, they are everything. I don't want to hear about some TikTok Miami guru talking about how to find your first winning product and then running up a store to a few $1,000s in a week. And in the end, he's probably making even less than most people who are watching here who have a regular 9 to 5 who are trying to scale with e-com. I'm here about to show you how you can constantly do it. Because look, everyone can find the winning product. The real skill is doing this trick over and over and over again. So let me teach you about market research and angles. So what I always do, I go to dropshipping.io. I click on the filters in the ad library. I click on status. I make sure I'm only looking for products and markets who are active right now. And then what you want to go for the ad copy language. And now for the country, you always want to pick one country first. So for now, I'm going to do only, let's say, market research in France. And so the ad copy language in this case has to be French only as well. Next up, you want to find competitors in the market who have been advertising, and you don't want to find competitors who have just launched their new products and they don't know yet whether the creative and the offer, hook, angle, etc. is working. And you also at the same time don't want to look for campaigns and competitors who have already ran for a few months or even for at least for a few weeks have been scaling. You want to be in between there. So what do? So right now, for example, it is the 28th of October while I'm recording this video. So what you want to do in here, guys, is you want to look for the last, let's say 4 days, okay, for a product. So this campaign has been seen the last 4 days. Now let me get my coffee in here as well so you can watch with me. And now what you want to do in here, guys, is you want to find every single competitor in here that is between these lines and we're still spending money on Facebook ads. So very simple. View product details, you go to their Facebook ads library, you can see between all their creatives and their campaigns, and then afterwards what you do once something is interesting, right? Of course, in here you want to also make sure in the Facebook ads library you want to look for active only. This one has no active ads, so we skip it. Now let's go, for example, to the next one because we want to find fashion products, right? Let's look at this one, Cardinal Rolls brand. Okay, nice. So let's go to their ads library. Are they still running ads? Yes or no? And so we can see they are running a few ads. I have some issues on my internet today, so I'm a bit slow. But this is a very nice example. He has been running this campaign since the 23rd of October. So these are very nice types of products you can also sell, which is fashion. So what you want to do next is go to your product research market sheet. If you want me to send you over this sheet you're seeing right here, by the way, just DM me on IG. Look up here at Ecom Legend. I'm one of the most hottest, craziest dropshipping gurus out there in the game because I'm actually still in the game running up revenue with my stores. So you put in here then, for example, the date 28th of October 2025, you found it, product code, I've already had one, so product 02, source of research, dropship.io, right? Boom. Creative, you link it here that you have found in there exactly from Facebook and the competitor product page link as well. And then in here, what you can see is what your supplier needs to fill in. He needs to put in the prices here in this Excel sheet, which is very, very important. And look, I totally get it. Your supplier, when you just start out, they don't want to give you all the prices because they don't really know you yet. Now, luckily for you, I do have a supplier who can help you with it. Keep on watching the video. I will give it to you. So once you have those, that's very nice. But then what you have is that these are only for products, and then you can make one for certain markets. So you divide it by certain markets, right? And then next up, what is very important is that you're gonna use an exact system that I funny enough shared on YouTube before, even a year ago, that we've been using since 2021. This is the exact one. Now, I'm not gonna share the one I use right now exactly because it's very similar. And that's because, I'm still running up, and if I'm gonna show that here on YouTube, people are gonna look up my store and copy paste everything I do, you know? And as you guys know, I actually make money from e-com. So I got a gatekeep in here, my products in here, as you can imagine. So this is a video that I made, and this is an exact nice way I showed it. So once, for example, you have Let's say you found a product, right? You're gonna go to Trello.com and you're gonna open a board exactly like this. So what is going on in here? At first, for every single product, you make a card, right? And in this card, you will put at first, right? So look up in here, the folders of the product that you're gonna be selling, the folders of the creatives and the images, whatever of the product. And you're gonna also make sure that your team as well, or even yourself in the beginning, right? If you just started out, you are going to make sure that you will put all the information in there. So you have the products here in the Google Drive. Your team is adding them to Shopify, right? This means they are not added to Shopify yet, but it has to be added to Shopify. And then next, you can swoop up the cards to the final check, where you or maybe your team members, it depends, right? Can double check it. And if they're ready to be launched, you again swipe the card right here to ready for ads. And that's when your team is going to launch this on Facebook ads. And look, this is such a basic and simple system. And what we say as well, by testing multiple offers at the same time. And you can do this for your creative process if you're testing different angles. Because imagine, you can have the greatest strategy in the world, but if the execution is not there, people will outskill you. So what is important in here is that the system has to be correct. The execution has to be correct. Even if the strategy is not the best, you can still really print. And that's what you want to have. And so this is the system we have been using now for over 5 years. And if you want to know more in detail how it works, I recommend you to look in the description. There's a 6+ hours free course out there. I mean, I just share everything online for free anyway, so check that out. And for those who don't know me yet, I'm Faruk Ilkan, I'm 28 years old, born and raised in the Netherlands, and now since 4 years, I'm living here in Dubai. And yeah, I've been only focused on e-com now for the last 6 years, and I don't plan to stop anywhere soon. And the reason why I also started this channel was because I saw a lot of people making content about e-com, and I could see through it that a lot of it was BS and there was no genuine advice, only with some other second thoughts behind it. So yeah, I mean, in my free time, when I do have the time for it, I try to make some banger videos of this and just, you know, show this type of stuff to people. Next up is that your Shopify store isn't that important as you think. Now, to be honest, guys, like a store like this, how long does it take to make it? Probably maybe a day by a store developer. If you do it yourself, maybe 6 hours. It doesn't need to be a crazy team. For your information, we like the Impulse team on Shopify. And in all honesty, like I can find 10, 20 more competitors in your stores that I would recommend. But this is also like a store that just would work really well, you know, especially if you want to go to your first 1K or your first 100K in a month. You don't need to overcomplicate it. So people were saying you need the craziest conversion rate, etc. to scale a bit in e-com. I mean, in the beginning, for sure, you don't need to. Of course, when you're on a crazy level and you are doing very high amounts of revenue, then every small tweak, indeed, it can make even like a 0.05% higher in conversion rate. It can make you thousands of dollars a day. But if you're watching this right now, I'm probably sure that for you, it will not make any change. You will maybe make a $1 more profit a day. So focus on the things that are important, which brings me to the part we just spoke about. Market research is the key component of being successful in this game. And look, it doesn't matter what type of dropshipping you're doing, whether it's general stores, small product stores, if you're running a brand with stock, if you're using Amazon, TikTok shop, market research and just knowing what your competitors are doing, what you can do and take it and make it better. I mean, my friend is running a brand that's doing $10 million a month, and he just takes from competitors and from other people what works amazing. He makes it his own, puts his own sauce on it, and he scales. If he can do it, why can't you do it? Now that we do get to the next topic, is that this is like something that nobody talks about because beginners don't seem to understand it, and this is literally how brands die overnight. Now, the key truths are that your payout schedule controls the growth of your speed. Rolling reserves, they're killing you. And I talk always about the dark side of dropshipping, even though I prefer to give a bunch of advice on technical advice on how to scale harder, but I do feel that I need to talk more about the dark side of this business. Even though I recommend it to everybody, e-commerce has totally changed my life in the last couple of years, right? I've done things and I'm doing things that I could never dream of, even if you would ask the 12-year-old Faruk. But these are things that we need to discuss. So for example, you also must have backup payment processors. You cannot just rely on one. So for example, if you're using Shopify payments, okay, get Stripe. Oh, maybe you can also get MITS with an US LLC. Maybe you can open a company with a different entity. And there's nothing illegal about that. You're just making backups. If you had made a mistake once with one entity, you can hop onto another and do it the right way. So there's nothing wrong with that. And look, your ability to scale is just really determined by how fast your money returns to your bank account. So let's say, for example, you made 100K revenue. What the average person will tell you in this game is that, hey, 30% it goes to cost of goods. The other 30% it goes to ad spend. So you have 40% in profit. But that's not how it goes, because you have transaction fees. You have at the same time as well refunds, what nobody talks about. If somebody posts a screenshot, usually when they have a good month, why don't you ask them the next month how they're still doing it? And they're probably killed by the refunds because they just only focused on making that first initial profit crazily without thinking, oh, what can happen in the back? Am I actually selling a product that is legit, right? So, and sadly, guys, I cannot stress this enough. That is something very important. So one tool in specific that helped me a lot is Chargeback.io. So what is this? So you gotta understand that when you do e-com, and this is why most businesses also die, by the way, is that you have your dispute rate and your chargeback rate. Now, if you believe a little bit that I'm talking here about the most boring things, I'm sorry to say, but I have to do it. Boring is what makes money. So every single time when a customer wants to complain, they can either send you an email or directly with their credit card, customer support they have, file for a dispute and say like, hey, or like complain about the company or the product. It can be an issue with the product quality. It can be an issue where they say, hey, I got scammed, right? It can be anything. And if you get too many disputes, your whole business is gonna go down. And so, for example, on Shopify payments, if your dispute rate crosses 1%, your account goes down. If it's about Stripe, your account goes down. And I like to talk about this topic because if you look online, everybody here on YouTube is talking how to find winning products, how to find winning angles, what is the best AI tool out there. Oh bro, I just did a 7-day challenge, I made 5K in revenue, but how much did you actually keep after those 1 or 2 months? And can you actually do this every single day? And the number one thing that is able to do that is your backend. And that is why Chargeback.io helps a lot, because if your dispute rate is higher than 1% or 1.5% even with some other ones, then your Shopify payments or like your Stripe, your payment processor, you will get holds and bans. And now with Chargeback.io, now with this software is before you get the dispute, what they're gonna do, they're going to send you an alert and you can refund the customer upfront. So it will not count as a dispute, which is very important nowadays. Even if you do have an amazing product and you have tested it with hundreds and thousands of people and it's working amazing, and I'm talking about a Nike, an Adidas, even they're using chargeback prevention softwares. They have to, you have no choice. So check it out, link in the description. So next thing, what is very important is what I talk always is how can I find the best supplier and what do you need to look out for? Now listen, I have been in e-com for a long time, right? 99% of the suppliers are shit and they're scammers. And they honestly have no idea what they're doing and they cannot handle the volume. I lost in 2021 over 500 to 600K because one of the reasons also was that my supplier said, oh, we can deliver it on time. Oh, the product quality is good. Oh, don't worry, you can go up to 1,000 orders a day with this product. But they were lying, you know, they were lying. And yeah, of course, I learned a lot from it, but I'm happy you're still watching because I hope this will also prevent from you having all of these issues. So listen up. If you find a product and it's finally working, what you need to be focusing on is at first is asking your supplier for images, and I'm talking about if you're doing at least 10 to 15 orders a day with this particular product, is to ask your supplier about the shipping times, about the dispatch rate of the product, about if they can actually send you as well product videos and images of the product, and also just see how good is their English, you know. I really value having a good relationship with my supplier. I went to China as well like 5 months ago. I visited 2 of my suppliers. I had an amazing time. And look, getting a good relationship with a Chinese supplier and them actually as well helping you in the right way is harder than a lot of people think. Having the right Chinese partner is very hard. And that's also for us, like even with our Chinese suppliers, right? They even at some point they give you insiders for certain payment processors, like for credit card payments, for PayPal, they give you people insiders and stuff. So this stuff helps a lot also in the game because you build this relationship and they want to provide it to you because you give them as well a lot of orders, so they make more money. And because I was seeing all this bullshit happening day in, day out, that's why I decided to as well set up my own connection with China. So I will present to you in here Astroship. So what Astroship essentially is a connection I built as well with one of my best suppliers in the game. And what happens is that the moment, so if you really want to have proper supplier, you know you won't get scammed and you're gonna get good proper prices. It's very simple. If you have a few products you want to sell, you go to the link in the description, you open the Discord and you just open a ticket. I mean, they will send you the prices of your products and yeah, you connect Astroship to your store and you're ready to go. That's pretty much it. It's no big science. So I use them myself. If you want to as well, check out the link in the description, guys. No sponsorship, by the way. If you're still right here and you're still watching and you're making notes, and you will change your life before 2026. Comment under here. No trenches, no glory. Now look, the fifth part, what people don't talk about, is there's all these advertising platforms out there. So I'm talking about TikTok, native, Facebook, Google. There's even people doing Snapchat ads nowadays. Now in honesty, guys, just start with Facebook ads. TikTok ads, it's nice to get profitable in the beginning, but it's way too inconsistent. The algorithm, the AI, is still not as good as Facebook. Even though Facebook as well, they took the Andromeda hit, it's still the best in the game. It's just some ways that it changed. Now what changed with the Andromeda update, for example, recently, is before if you would make an ad, you would have hook, body, CTA, right? Very simple. You know, of course, like more to it, but this is like the basic example. And what a lot of people will do, and also me as well, myself, if we had a winning creative finally, we would just make 10 to 15 to even hundreds of different variations with just different hooks. So you have the same bodies, the same CTA of the video. And now Facebook has seen through this, they don't like it anymore and they want to also always make sure that, and now if you will do that, all those videos, they're gonna get the same CPMs. So, I mean, it doesn't work anymore. So you need a whole new body, whole new CTA, like just way different creatives to get as well different results. But still, Facebook ads is the best. There's the most amount of people there in the whole world that actually are buying every single day. It is the most consistent algorithm. And for those who are saying, oh, everybody's doing Facebook, it's too saturated, well, you need to follow the money. Why do you think a lot of people now are trying to start dropshipping? Because they're following the money. When I started in 2019, people were saying that I'm crazy for starting with dropshipping. My friends at school, they were laughing at me. They said, hey, you're crazy, father. You're starting with dropshipping right now. You're out of your mind. What do you think? You're going to just find a random product from China and then sell it in the Netherlands? That shit won't work. I mean, I just said, watch me. That's it. And I would recommend for you the same, obviously. If I can do it, why not you? So I'm telling you guys, just please start with Facebook ads. Trust me on this one. And when you're hitting 100K a month, send me a DM on Instagram. I would love to talk with you and I'll drop some more game on you. Why not? I enjoy doing it. And for those who are still very skeptical, like I'll show you something, because I did in my own community, I did a 30-day challenge. So I gave away 3 free mentorships, which is in total, it was a prize challenge worth, wait, was it 40, 50K? Yeah, 50K, it's crazy. I gave away like payment solutions and one-on-one mentorships. And now the 3 of our winners, I'll show you guys actually. So we have, for example, in here, Marwan. He did over 500K in the last 25 days. Look, 500K euros, by the way. In dollars, it's even more. And then he did today 35K in a day. And now look as well, I mean, he did like, what is it, 200K, 35, I think he did around like 300K. So if you're gonna look to the wins that came in here, which is just everybody following the same principles I just explained. There's here, we had Amin, he did 300K in 30 days. Ads with Alex, almost 200K. And Ahmad, he actually made 135K, more than 114. I spoke with him. He won a free one-on-one mentorship. Congrats, brother. You deserve it. And yeah, we just have this all the time. And in all honesty, guys, it's just also these guys who joined this group. They were also watching these YouTube videos and they were struggling. And they were like, oh yeah, it seems like this Econ Legend guy seems like he's legit. Appreciate it, guys, by the way. I try my best. And they joined our community. Yeah, we just help each other. They get a bunch of value, or they join our one-on-one mentorship. And yeah, like for me, to be honest, guys, it's just a hobby for me. Like making content and running the community. I just honestly enjoy doing it, you know? And I'm like in 1 hour as well, I'm gonna jump ahead and do a group call in my group. I'm gonna do a group call in my community and just drop a bunch of value I don't share on YouTube. The next thing I wanted to discuss, guys, is about team structure and the team structures which are required to hit the $1 million a month. Because I don't like it when people talk about you can like solo run to $1 million months, and you generally need a great team with you, right? So I'm gonna also give you guys a perspective from somebody who has done over $30 million of revenue, that I'm also not the most creative guy, but I'm surely very emotionally stable. And that is a key factor, because hustlers, they react emotionally, but real operators, they react to data. So what I'm going to do in here, I'm going to pull up my iPad. So what I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna take here my pen. Avada Kedavra. Nah, I'm kidding, guys. I watched too much Harry Potter. I'm gonna take my pen and then I'm going to explain you guys what is required as a team if you want to go from 0 to 100K a month, and then from 100K to a 500K a month and above to even $1 million months. All right, guys. So if you are running from your first $0 to your first 100K a month, right? This is what you can expect in terms of from your team, okay? So first of all, obviously, you have you. So you are the CEO / founder of the company. And now, what you're gonna have at first is only, let's say, 3 people. So you have 1 product lister. So this is the person, because you have this whole market sheet, right? I showed you guys. Every single product that comes into the market sheet, the product list is going to take it, implement it into Shopify. And ideally, you also want to make your product lister at the same time an ads launcher, right? So when he launches the products in Shopify, and he will also take all the creatives and everything that are ready, also launch them on Facebook ads. Do that also. So the product launching and the ads launching, and then obviously you're going to have somebody as well in your team who's going to do the customer support. I mean, obviously, the first 0 to 1K revenue, let's say a day, right? So you're just only gonna do it all yourself, which is normal, right? All yourself. But when you're making some orders, you can start hiring people, even if you don't make a bunch of profit yet. So you have either 1 or 2 customer support reps who will answer all the tickets, because you probably have a 9 to 5 and it's very hard for you, right? To just run all of this while you have a job and you're going to school, yes, you have some private issues, right? So yeah, this is what I would recommend. And you can just run it up like this until you scale higher. And it's funny enough, like this system you just saw, I know people who even scale to 100K days with only 2 or 3 customer support reps. I don't recommend, don't do it, but watch out for it. So the next, of course, is the systems. Let's say if you're anywhere between 100K to, let's say, 500K a month, okay? So by this time, you can make it a bit more complex and you can hire more people. So first of all, again, CEO, founder, that's you. And now, what you wanna have is, of course, again, as I said, product lister, right? But by this time, your product lister, you wanna have already promoted this person to becoming a store manager. And the store manager, what this person does is go over to make sure that all the products are launched as well in your team, products or creatives, it doesn't matter, whatever you're focused on. So if you are running a 1-product store right now and you're listening to this video, make sure your store manager is like the guy in the operations who makes sure that the creatives are always being launched. Because look guys, I'm not the person who's gonna say to you, this type of dropshipping is the best, because all types of dropshipping work nowadays. Of course, for the highest scalability, it's branding. But if you're a beginner and you have less than 50K or even less than 100, if you have less than 100K in your bank account, I'm sorry, right? If you have less than 100K in your bank account, don't start a brand. You know, I've made a bunch of videos about it. Start dropshipping, and once you have some cash flow, some more experience and skin in the game, that's when you start a brand. So your store manager is the person who has to make sure that deadlines are being met and will also at the same time be in contact with the supplier, right? Be in contact with the supplier. And so your store manager also has to make sure that he or she is in touch with your supplier about the deliveries, how the products are going, because a lot of times a store manager is not always a full-time job. So you have to give some more side tasks and help, you know? So and then at the same time, you can also have your team also a creative designer. So this person is making your creatives in a certain strategy you want, statics or videos. Statics work the best for us right now, which is image ads with AI. I like arcads.ai and Canva AI, funny enough. Works for us the best, the most cheapest, best AI tool for us out there is Canva AI. So, and that's what you do in terms of creatives, right? And then next part, guys. So that is one, right? Product lister, creative designer, store manager, and obviously the store manager is up here. You know, this is where you want to have your store manager, looking over everything. And then obviously you have the ads launcher, which is now like a separate person. And this person is not media buying, but it's generally just only launching the assets that are in the folders, whether it's in ClickUp, in Trello, Drive, inside of there. And then here, of course, you have at this point a backend manager, right? So a backend manager is going to be the person in your company who's going to be overviewing all the customer support reps, right? Customer support reps, CSR, right? Overviewing all these persons. Now, if you're looking at this and you're like, bro, what the fuck do I need to hire all these people in my life? Oh my God. Well, believe me, I had the same that you had as well. But after a while, it becomes fun. You're like, oh shit, I'm gonna hire another guy. Oh wait, and before you know it, you are running a team of like at least 10 to 20 people. And especially with your scaling stores and dropshipping stores, you need to hire a bunch of people for your backend, for customer support. It's gonna go very quickly. So this is like the simple systems also in terms of the backend. So for you, right, if you're gonna ask me what can you hire and what not, right? Because we're talking about a hustler that is reacting emotionally and as well then an operator who is emotionally stable and only reacts to data, is that you as the CEO and founder of a company, right? Your focus has to be only number one, firefighting. That is number one. So that is like the main task. So making sure if something bad happens, you are the person that is out there. You have to fix it. You can outsource a lot of stuff, but when it comes to it, you will see it. You're always going to be the guy who's doing it. And by the way, guys, I'm talking about people who are between 100K to 500K a month. But most importantly, in terms of being very technical in e-com, you're going to be the person who's still always going to do the market research, right? So it's product research, is finding winning products and as well markets that are also good that you should tap into. And as well, if you're running a brand or a one product store as well, right, you can see it as like the creative strategist. You cannot give up this job to somebody else. You have to be in the beginning, do this. Again, I have people who are doing 100K days who are still their own creative strategist. Yes, at some point as a real CEO, you can find and hire people who are better at you than this, but the incentives gotta be amazing. Maybe even give a nice profit margin because a creative strategist is so important. Oh my God, you know? So yeah, just being able to be creative and testing a lot of stuff and analyzing the data and being a real operator. Finding this specific person is really goddamn hard, I can tell you. So that is why in this specific case, being a creative strategist for yourself, it's hard to outsource it. So write your own copy, come up with own new angles and put it as well and let the team do the work. Number 3, media buying. And yeah, believe me, if you want to scale hard, it's hard to trust people when you're scaling with budgets of like $1,000 or like $5,000 a day. And of course, right, I'm a certain believer of a guy who doesn't only think like, hey, how can I do this? A lot of times I think like, who can do this for me, right? It's like a basic principle. But when you're around this number of revenue of between 100 and 500K a month, you still gotta do it yourself. Make some more money, make sure you also do this for a longer period of time, and then you can hire more people for as well all of these specific roles. right? What I just explained about, you know, this and this. Firefighter, this you cannot give to anybody. That's always gonna be you. Always. It's gonna be you. Always. So, unless you exit your company. And it's never gonna change. And this is a game of discipline, not of dopamine. By the way, if you want me to send you over our Q4 blueprint that made a lot of our students scale to 6 figures, to multiple 6 figures a month, and even help people who were like only in a program, who only started like a few months ago, had a 9-to-5 job and quit it thanks to ecom. DM me Q4 on IG right here at Ecom Legend. And guys, that was pretty much it. And as always, if you would like to work with me and see also how I can help you scale, check out the link in the description. See you later. Ecom Legend out. No trenches, no glory.